maybe possibly the Harris. No Moskov either.
Yeah, this is scary.
Do they go for Claude? I don't even...
This could be risky. In theory, it's something safe. They can already shred down.
Bruno!
Oh, wow.
Bruno.
Bruno in the hands of Skylar.
Against Carry?
Back when he, out of nowhere, brought this pick out, he did have a standout performance on this Bruno.
Yeah.
But against a Gatot, against a Hylos, he doesn't really shred down. He nukes with big crits, but he needs items to get to that point. RRQ, are they going to be able to weather the initial early game aggression coming in with the beefy bodies of GeekFam? Or can they really scale up and eventually demolish them with crits?
Of course, the draft index much more favoring towards RRQ in that early to mid-game potential, but for GeekFam at least, you know, that consistent damage coming in as well as defense, that tankiness from the Gatot, Kacha and the Hylos will be something that RRQ has to find a way to turn around, especially when you have the Bruno pickup. Of course, the Land of Dawn, we will see the Kingdom continuing its rebuild in positive trends. Will it be halted and stopped by GeekFam? Their demons crawling into their undercovers now. It's GeekFam against RRQ and match of the day, game number 1.
Very early on, you see Woloski making big moves. Let's see how this early game plays out.
And RRQ have not won a single time since Season 11 against GeekFam. Remember that. That could be one of the ways that actually GeekFam utilizes just a battle of mental too. 8 times they have met since Season 11.
8 times and no victories. RRQ will be trying to turn that franchise around. Finally getting something for the team. But in the mid lane, I feel like Rins has so much responsibility right here. He's responsible for doing damage, also for the cloud control and stopping the rush coming through. Edok might just perform more as a counter-initiator as we take a look at the emblems here by IndyHome. The agility and the tenacity for Dairon, he's going to be active moving around the map. And for everyone else, a lot of tenacities here. Both teams know that they like to go all in these fights, especially for the Hylos and the Gatot Kacha with a high HP pool. The tenacity is going to be a lot more valuable, but Masako as well wants to make sure that when he does get jumped on, he will have time at least to react, to try and make something happen. But with 2 Wilderness Blessings in the hands of Rins and Edok, you can see the RRQ. They want that mid lane pressure to spill out to the sides, and maybe that is how they're going to try and enable this Bruno pick.
Yeah. And the fact that Woloski does have the Gatot Kacha in his hands means that the little skirmishes will be won, but oh, he's stuck. Prince!
Oh! Targetable lethal. Or no one's the ignition. Now Vincent with a stab forward. That was just the damage, pure damage. Woloski gonna be caught, have to revitalize. Those Jin gonna take a whole lot of damage. Pure Baba defensively, the Tempest of Blades. Vincent gets the double.
Is this the main premise of the Gatot Kacha, is to skirmish early?
Absolutely, with the overloaded kit, with more damage coming in from his passive more than any of his other skills. Going for a fight like that, catching Rins, that we just mentioned, having so much responsibility, means he can immediately go straight for this turtle. This is the early game we expected from the Hylos and the Gatot Kacha though. We'll see how RRQ try and deal with this.
Yeah, and now of course down bottom, still even Stevens for all. Take a look at the talent predictions by the new application.
Wow.
They are demons for a reason, villains and the bad guys. But oh, here comes the Goddess pathway.
Oh man, the Tane CC! It almost seems like a response to the talent prediction. You think that way, we're gonna smack RRQ, just you watch.
The trio mid has been so important for RRQ. GeekFam, very early on at 2 minutes, 2.5 minutes, has gotten 2 kills, but Woloski now gets jumped on.
Whoa. Actually just moving forward, Sun Jin, gun shy a bit. He doesn't want to commit towards Beloy, despite Beloy not having the revitalize just yet. You can see, oh my lord, the audience prediction also very much favoring the Kings.
88% for RRQ and Sutsujin. Questionable approach where he had the Spear of Alpha already. He could have maybe got a pick off there against Beloyski, but Beloyski again, the steel, the heart, you know, the heart of steel by him to just have the courage and bravery to open up the maps and portions of choke points in the river, especially when you are so tanky and you have so much, you know, defense. With Gatot Kacha means you can really invite aggressive plays coming in the skirmishes as well by GeekFam. Now RRQ, what are they waiting for, Arashi?
They're waiting for a neutral objective to try and use this proper teamfight composition. Look at how GeekFam is playing, man. The side lanes are playing it very, very safe. Rins!
The arrival forcing the flicker. Beloy gets frozen. but that's true. He's always been ice cold.
This is the issue right here. Geek Fam, they're just focusing always on the mid lane, and for RRQ, their side lanes are winning, but they can't really do anything about it because Geek Fam are ganking so hard in the mid lane that their usual rotation, the trio mid, really can't operate as well. Now with the turtle coming up, there will be a flicker in the hands of Wins, but Voloisky might have his ultimate up by that time.
They're punishing. And now, the Eternal Guard towards Kyler. He is zoned out. E-Doc might look for a play here.
Big shots over Veldora with the zone, Edom with the Earth Shatter, losing so much HP. They still have to go for the fight. Lord Traffic going to be committed down with there. Going in, Vincent actually picking up the turtle, not jumping the blades, but the combo together. Sutsujin caught in the knockup, but not able to pick up the blades in time. Skylar somehow was able to free hit the entire way.
The Crown Prince wakes up from his long hibernation, and the kingdom roars in joy as he picks up the triple kill.
Immediate movement towards the mid tower. RRQ take it down at 5 minutes. They were able to fight back against Geek Fam, losing the turtle, but gaining 3 kills for Skylar. The AoE we were talking about for RRQ, that is exactly what they've been waiting for. They sacrificed Rince's early game for it, and it has paid off. Looking at the in-game equipment, the Has Claws finished up for Skylar. That's why in the early game, this Bruno has so much more pressure. With 2 items, he's going to reach an even higher power spike than most marksmen, and Masako will have to wait a bit longer for that.
Yeah, they swing the momentum in an instant. Voloisky again, so brave to kind of fish out for angles. It's winning in the brush, and so far so good for RRQ. They're able to stabilize that gold difference that you know, it was bleeding. They had to stem it sooner or later, but E-Doc might be caught here. Nah, he won't. He's still okay. So now RRQ, of course, just trying to play behind that team fight potential that they have. The AoE so much so strong against Geek Fam. But what does Geek Fam's composition want to achieve?
They want to just keep going for those big plays with some global pressure coming in from the avatar of the Guardian. That's how they've been able to actually get some of these very quick ganks coming through. And they want to try and play it macro, right? They know that RRQ are so adept at playing the team fights, so they want to use Voloisky, they want to use Vincent, all of these macro plays to really separate RRQ. And the last thing they want is to go for an all-out fight like we saw earlier, but Dyron.
Just a bit of poke over to Dyron. Geek Fam trying to get an advantage anywhere on the map. And so far, right now, it does look like Geek Fam will have to throw Ling into the bottom lane for a split push. RRQ go for the turtle.
Oh, this turtle might be free because Vincent is far, but he has the pinch poise to catch up. Oh, the integration, and here goes the Avatar of the Guardian.
Flicker out already, Sutsujin securing it enough with the armor and Earth Shadow. Now with the Primal Wrath, the boys able to flicker out. Plucks in the Curse Blast. Skylar with a flicker forward. That was a worldie and a half. Now Veldora catching these balls.
Wow! RRQ, they turn it around once again. What was theirs to lose was theirs to win. They get the kills and the cleanup. A boy, Veldora Voloisky, they have to kneel down to the kings.
The decision to go straight for the turtle, they saw Vincent, they want to pull the trigger, pull the pressure, force Geek Fam to react. Skylar at this point, in a sense, almost the strongest marksman at this time period. You can see that with the crits, he's just nuking everyone down, bouncing the ball straight off the head of Veldora. The invincible Hylos we talked about that can't be killed is falling down so rapidly that Geek Fam can't react.
A lot of damage now from RRQ in all departments. Yeah, we talked about the full views being that natural counter against the Hylos, with the jumps coming in. And now, of course, Kyler 5-0-1. Having completed his Hot Clouds and the Berserker's Fury. Gonna add more crit even to his kit and his damage output. Geek Fam now. Seems like they're losing in most of the team fights.
Especially, RRQ Ewok joins us here with the MPL X streamer. Definitely enjoying the performance so far. But look at RRQ. Gonna go for a traitor actually, letting go of the turret on the top side. Maybe it's a bit too generous of them to do so, but they have a plan for this for sure. Now with the turrets taken out on the outer side, they can actually transition to finally pressuring Vincent in the jungle. Lofel himself said this is one of the ways that they are able to actually leverage that mid lane pressure into other lanes. It starts with the jungle and then the side lanes.
Yeah, the side lanes are, to be honest, pretty much balanced now, as Geek Fam again can always allocate Vincent into having the responsibility to addressing the side lanes, pushing it, shoving it, letting it bounce. And RRQ will always have to send at least one member into that side lane. This time around Skylar, but now they corral against the Lord. Will this be another free Lord? Or rather, a free Lord for RRQ.
Look at Darren, gonna go over to Masako and isolate Maloyski in the process. That's a monster kill, Skylar. Now slight tackling away from the Eternal Guard. Darren's on his own in the back line again. Eldora gonna be caught and onward and Urchan reads! That's a freeze and the free takeaway here. Darren goes in with the infinite pursuit. The glorious pathway is used defensively. That is another shot from downtown Skylar, getting the long shots all across the Lanadon.
The Kingdom are daydreaming. No nightmares so far. They're demons. Scythe it down. And RRQ, they take down the tier 2 turret, they get the kills, and they get the Lord.
An amazing performance there. They get the Lord. On top of all of that, they went for the pressure. Dairon somehow finding a moment there to zone out Masako, to deal some damage, forcing Beloyski to react. But he is not the unkillable Gatotkacha in the face of an 8, or earlier, a 6-0 Skylar.
Football does damage.
Football does damage, both physically and mentally, especially when you're a fan. But now, of course, Sotsujin having the Queen's Wings ready, just trying to stack up more in the defense, banking on Skylar to keep hitting the balls and hit the shots, of course, to get even more damage output.
Look at Vincent. With all the mobility, he has been limited to just rotating around, going for clears, not split pushes. As Skylar takes on one more turret, Sotsujin trying to go for a punish, but Vincent, way too slippery. Gonna go try and back up his team though. RRQ might be going for some more.
There's priority for fighting Eldora. The Holy Defense clocked already. Lord to be cleared out. Now in the mid lane, they're actually able to get 2 Holy Defenses as Sotsujin is still trying to march together with that wave in the bottom lane, but it does seem like Vincent will be able to catch that wave. RRQ staying disciplined, not trying to push further than necessary.
Yeah, they clear it out. I mean, it's still Lord #1, so it's not going to be that defensive, that strong to stand and tank the turret damages. But Beloyski with a taunt towards Edok, he won't really fall off on it.
Great read by Edok right there. RRQ group up together. Oh, your big long-range tools to try and make plays happen. Look at this, whoa!
Beloyski with the arrival, coming down on him, revitalized there to keep him alive. Skylar's still gonna be able to free hit the Lord. Probably comes down with the worldie in the back with a frigid blaze here. Too much AoE, too much damage from the Kings of Kings.
Unstoppable in team fights. They will wait. And once you make them wait, they will pounce back. That team fight is almost flawless.
Skylar marching forward. He might actually be able to one-shot Masako. He's ready to flicker if necessary. Masako popping an ultimate. There you go. That's a flicker from Skylar. Let's get a 2-shot there, but it is going to be Vincent's demise. Beloyski left to defend. It does not matter. The Crown Prince will very soon take that crown to become the king.
They slowly wake up from their nightmares. The demons exercised at least for game #1, RRQ.